Hello YouTubers, I'm Mr. Digital 45 and I'm here putting some stuff in order, and I'm doing that bottom shelf now, so I'm going to show you what's on this bottom shelf of this, because I finally got time. I tried to clean this room up, sweep and straighten it out, because we put like all the stuff in here, my daughter's bike, her scooter, we put the sweepers in here, and all kinds of stuff. But right there is one little, I got the Wolverine and Deadpool poster kind of book. It has all these cool posters on them. That's every poster that's in this little bag. So that's something new I picked up. I think I picked that up the time that I got some of these VHS tapes that I showed you last time. That they need to go on some more order. Everything's out of order over here. So, oh, and then DiGiorno's Deadpool Wolverine DiGiorno's pizza box. I thought this was pretty cool. That's some pep. You got that. They got 4 other pizzas, and then they got this cutout of Wade Wilson's head on here. This was pizza 3 of 4. They have some Hawaiian pizza. They have a Wolverine pizza, which I think is the Hawaiian. And I forget what the other one was. The other two was, I think, a chimichanga pizza or something. I'd have to go look at the store again, but this is the one we got. Of course, I saved the box, of course, just for the hell of it. Alright, let's get down to business, and let's see what I got here. So hold on a minute and we'll dive into it. Alright, I gotta put some of these movies I showed you the other day that I got with John Wayne, like The Flame of the Barbary Coast, in order. Stuff like that, because we're on like GR, wherever we ended up last. I think Go was the last one we showed on the thing. And because I forgot about the Funhouse Tobe Hooper film. That's gotta go right about here. And then also we have Get Carter with Michael Caine here. That needs to go in order. So we're gonna go with that, and then we got some other G's here, which we'll get into here in a minute. But yeah, Get Carter, Michael Caine. I don't think I ever showed you guys this one. I'm not sure. Then of course you know you have the Get Carter with Sylvester Stallone remake. I don't even know if I have that one, but by the way it's looking, I don't. So I had to Get Carter with Sylvester Stallone. Alright, we'll be back in a second when we start up. Alright. Okay, we're going to start off with some GoldenEye. Goldfinger. Gone in 60 Seconds, the original. Gone in 60 Seconds, director's cut. Goodbye, Mr. Chips, the original, with Robert Downey. Fred McMurray in A Good Day for Hanging. George Clooney, The Good German. Kate Blanchett's also in this one. The Goodbye Girl with Jennifer Aniston. The Good Girl. The Goodbye Girl with Richard Dreyfuss. I'm sorry, I saw that title and that's what I read. And Marsha Mason. By the way. Chuck Norris and Good Guys Wear Black. We got Good Night and Good Luck. We got The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. Clint Eastwood. One of my favorite westerns by him. Next up we got Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Next up we got Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh. Gone with the Wind. Next up, no, that's not it. Next up we got Grand Theft Auto with Ron Howard. Grandview USA with Jamie Lee Curtis and Patrick Swayze and C. Thomas Howell. Next up we got The Goonies. Next up we got Grave Dancers, part of that After Dark Horror Fest, one of the 8 films to die for series. Next up we got Sandra Bullock and George Clooney in Gravity. Next up we got the classic Grease. And a not so classic Grease 2, but I like it. It's a cheap favorite. It's not as good as the original, but I like Michelle Pfeiffer a lot, so there you go. Remember, I was 12 years old, I think, when I saw that movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. I was like, oh, who's that? Alright, next up we got Steve McQueen and The Great Escape. Next up we got Robert Redford and Mia Farrow and The Great Gatsby. Next up we got The Great Mouse Detective by Disney. Next up we got The Great Muppet Caper, the second in the Muppet movie series. First being the Muppet movie and then Muppets Take Manhattan after that. Next up we got The Great Race. Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and Natalie Wood. Next up we got The Great Scout and Cat House Thursday. This has Lee Marvin, Oliver Reed, Robert Culp, Elizabeth Ashley, Sterling Martin, and Sylvia Miles in it. This is a Kino release. Next up we got Samuel L. Jackson and The Great White Hype. Next up we got The Great Ziegfeld. Next up we got John Wayne and the Green Berets. Next up we got The Green Hornet, Seth Rogen. Next up we got Ryan Reynolds in his first outing as a superhero. The Green Lantern, and this is the extended cut. It's the version I prefer if we gotta watch Green Lantern. Next up we got The Green Mile, Tom Hanks. Next up we got Gremlins. Next up we got Gremlins 2, the new batch. We need a 4K for this one, people. Warner Brothers. We have the first one on 4K. Let's get the second one. Alright. Next up we got the Gray Fox. And finally we got Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. With Christopher Lambert. I think this is the movie that put him on the map, and then he did Highlander, which was really a good movie. Alright, we'll stop right there, take a moment so I can put these in order, and then we'll see what else we can put on this bottom shelf, and I will be showing you. Alright, coming up next, and start the H's here. We have Hairspray, the original John Waters comedy, with Sonny Bono, Ruth Brown Devine, Deborah Harry, Ricky Lake, and Jerry Stiller. Next up we got Half a Sixpence. Next up we got Half Magic with Heather Graham. Next up we got well, we're not going to do this Halloween first. It's in there. The Halloween, the Rob Zombie's director cut unrated. I don't have the second one of this. But these ones need to go first. We have Halloween, the 4K. The original, the one, the only Halloween, John Carpenter. Next up we got the great sequel, Halloween 2, 4K. See, they got the original box cover to it too, as you can see when you open it up, which was cool. I think this one does too. Yep, the night he came home. Slide that back on. Like I said, Halloween 2, and its original cover, 4K. Next up we got Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the 4K. Oh, this one. Oh, hold on. I'm going to sit you down for a second so I can open this. It's hard to do to film and open these in the... Alright, I got it because it was stuck a little bit. There's the original Halloween 3 cover. It's on it in the steelbook. There we go. Then we got Halloween 4. Of course, there's the original one compared to the new one. Then we got Halloween 5, the Revenge of Michael Myers. Oh. And there's its original cover. And it says, Michael lives, and this time they're ready. Okay. I need to get the other ones that go with this box set. I just haven't had the time to find them at a good price. And then, like I said, I have the Rob Zombie unrated version, but I found this at the Goodwill for maybe $2, so I could spend a lot of money on it. But if they ever come out with it in the 4K with the thing to complete the collection, I will get it. But right now, I think they have 6, 7, and 8 in that series, so I'd have to get that. And I think they have some of the newer ones on there too, the new remake ones. I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, next up we got Hall Pass with Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis. This is an extended cut too. Next up we got Will Smith and Charlize Theron and Hancock. Next up we got Michael Caine in The Hand. It's very good, underrated little thriller. I wouldn't call it a horror film, I call it thriller, but it can be categorized under either one. Next up we got The Hangover, unrated. Then we got The Hangover 2 and The Hangover Part 3. Yeah, the first Hangover is the only one I have on Blu-ray, but you know, I eventually get everything upgraded. Next up we got Hannibal. And next up we got Harrison Ford in Hanover Street, also with Leslie Ann Down and Christopher Plummer. He did that in between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. One of his movies, like Force 10 from Navarone, he did. That was in between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Next up we got Hansel and Gretel Get Baked. Next up we got M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening with Mark Wahlberg. Next up we got Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore. Next up we got Jean-Claude Van Damme in The Hard Corpse, also with Vivica A. Fox. Might remember her from, I think, Kill Bill and Independence Day. Next up we got Hard Rain, Morgan Freeman and Kristen Slater. I'm pretty sure that's her in them two movies, but you can comment down below if I'm wrong. Next up we got Charles Bronson in Hard Times, also with James Coburn. Next up we got Paul Newman as Harper. Next up we I gotta get a whole new cover for this. Steven Seagal and Hard to Kill. I see my lenses flopping in the bottom of the screen. Gotta fold that. There we go. Next up we got Harold and Kumar Go to Escape from Guantanamo Bay. I need to get Harold and Kumar's the third one with the Christmas, and the first one they go to White Castle. I need to get them two ones. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Whoop. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Let me put them in order. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Woo. We're almost done with the shelf. Here, next up we got Heart's War, Bruce Willis and Colin Farrell. Elvis and Harum Scarum. And that'll wrap up that row. Next up we got Hatchet, unrated director's cut. I don't have Victor Crawley or Hatchet 2 and 3 yet, but I will. I love them. Great movies. Then we got The Hateful Eight, a Quentin Tarantino movie. They had Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Walter Goggins, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern is all in that movie. Okay, next up we got Eddie Murphy's The Haunted Mansion. I haven't seen the other one. I haven't got it yet, but I have the Eddie Murphy one. This is still factory sealed, but I have seen this. Been a long time though. Next up we got Hawaii with Julie Andrews, Max von Sydow, and Richard Harris. And the last two movies wrapping up this shelf, and then we'll go into the long two shelves eventually. Here, We got Heartbreak Ridge, Clint Eastwood, and The Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller. Yeah, these two movies will be wrapping up this show. I appreciate you all watching, and don't forget to give that thumbs up. And until next time, see ya.